I'm going to start things off with a little bit of a feud in the country world. You might have You may have heard about this feud. So Sturgill Simpson was asked by a reporter for the New York Times to comment on Luke Bryan because this reporter was following Luke around for a bit and was writing a story called From Farm to Farm with the King of Bro Country. So he was following Luke, and Luke said, I've always wanted to have coffee with Sturgill. I'm so amazed by what he does. So then the reporter went to Sturgill and said, what do you think of Luke? And Sturgill was quoted as saying, I don't know Luke, I don't think about Luke, and I've honestly never heard a single note of his music. But it turns out that that's not the whole story. So Sturgill took a screenshot of the interview, and he said, I don't know Luke, so I'm really sorry. Like, I've never heard his music, so I truly cannot, give a quote. But he said, I can, however, give you a more interesting piece about how the Grammy winner for this year's Country Album of the Year somehow did not get nominated or even invited to the CMAs or the ACMs. If you want to talk about that, I'll give you all the time you need. So it wasn't really a diss to Luke. I mean, I feel like it kind of is a little bit of a jab, but...
Well, yeah, how can you not know Luke Bryan?
Yeah, but it was, I think...
Stirring the pot a little bit.
Yeah, I think to just take a little bit of a quote, although after reading that, I'm not sure what else he could have been quoted on necessarily. He really didn't say much, but he truly said, it's not a jab. I've just never listened to Luke Bryan. So
right.
I'm excited to see how this drama plays out.
Like I've said before, though, and then what they said about the Grammys and the CMAs, there's a very disconnect between the two of them.
There are. Absolutely.
Very, very different.
Even if you think of like Jason Aldean, he's rarely ever nominated for a CMA. Like, they're all just so incredibly different. And, so would you rather have a Grammy or a CMA?
I think Grammy's a bigger deal.
Yeah, Grammys is, that's everyone in music.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, right.
There you go. Garth Brooks, speaking of the CMAs, he's forgotten about the lip sync scandal, and he is saying that he's actually going to release a single. His next single, he wants it to be a live single. So he's working on a live music project, and he said, I think the next song, if it's something off the record, or even if it's brand new, I think it's going to be a live version because I want that energy to be on the radio. And he said listening to live music made him fall in love with music too. That's interesting. That's an interesting concept to me.
You don't see a lot of live music albums coming out much anymore. I don't feel like... I
feel like it's too much screaming because anything anybody says, like I've Eric Church's live albums and it's really good, but it's so much screaming of the fans, anything he says.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The audio quality's not always as good.
Yeah.
And, it's different. You don't see it happen a lot more, but I kind of respect it,
It's different. So
you can tell if someone's a talented performer or whether or not with a live album.
That is true. Do you think he's doing that because he lip syncs, well, maybe
whatever? Like a little compensating for it. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see. And I'll end it with this. Chris Young has had a really good year, and now he has his 17th gold or platinum certification.
Wow.
For losing sleep.
Oh, it's
hard. I feel like he has been around for a lot longer than I think people think or give him credit for, but 17 gold singles, and his latest one, Losing Sleep, is one of them. So,
all right. Well, congratulations to him.
Yeah. If you're listening, Chris Young, congrats.
I'm sure he is.
He's listening right now.